And then the spacing be from this to this. Okay, let me do the same with this guy. So I'll put this on auto layout, select the both of them, shift A, and then I will bring them, follow our grid, right? Follow the grid here. Now I want to give this a fixed height and width. Should we say, what are we giving this? Let's say 40, 40. Right, so this is 40 first. So I can do this. So I'll give it the same effect of auto, right? But then the space between, okay, I won't use auto. Let me give, this is at the end, let me give this the height of 40, right? So I'll put a space between, let's see, 24. Okay, the reason why we are having this space is because this has the parent container is wider than the both elements in addition to this space, right? So the way you use, what we'll do to fill up the spaces, we'll give this a width effect of fill, so it will push this element to this edge, and then this spacing tool would go. So if I come here and say fill container, see what happens. So you push it to the edge, but this spacing is too much for me. Let's make it 16. So 16 is fine. Now what do we want to be the space between this and this? I think 16 would be okay, right? No, this is what we're using. So you Ctrl Z, you are navigating through this space. So 16 is okay for me, right? So you could use 16, you could use 24, depending on what you like and what appeals you, right? So we are done with this both elements. We are trying to follow the step that says apply grid and spacing system. So we're applying our spacing system for this now. Now I want this guy to also be 16. So the space between them be 16, 16, right? Even though we are going to manipulate that next, but let's just do that. We'll sort it out. So I need to fix these guys now so that they don't just move around. So I'll select this element. There are several ways you can do, but then for the sake of these lessons, let's just do this way. I'll select this to make them auto layout, bring them to the edge, right? We don't even need to do that because we need to like align all of this. So I'm going to give these guys a width effect of fill container. Give this guy fill container, and then the space between them, let's make it 16, right? So I'm using the same spacing effect for the rest, so I don't want to waste my time doing this. I will just delete them and then duplicate these guys, right? I'm not bothered because they are not properly aligned. I will use auto layout. So I'll select this, shift A, they are all in auto layout. Now I need to adjust the gap in between. So we'll make this 16 also. As simple as that. And then this is moving out. Nice. So I would now make this, should I make this, I said 16 might be too close. Yeah, 16 is too close, so let's make it 24. So 24 is looking cool. You see, we're applying our spacing system, right? We're applying our spacing system. So for this, what do we do with these guys? So let's not just wait much time. 32. Is 32 okay? Okay, so I'm going to do the same for this 32, 32, and then so this is not in auto layout, right? This is a frame that has other frames inside of them. So I need to select this frame and press Shift A, so it becomes an auto layout, right? So I'll move this here, and then I will give it the same. I might give it the same margin, should I? Or let's say 24, and bring this to the center, and then the space between, what are we using as the space between 42? So let's just leave it 42 here. Depends on what you want, but I think I'm okay with this, not to overflow the design. So are we done with spacing? Are we done with spacing? So let's say we are done with spacing for now. We might rework some other things. So let's see what it says. The next step is add colors, style, and typography style. So we know this place we want a text. What does the text says? Properties, right? So we'll click anywhere you can write your text, properties, right? And then you know it's thick, so maybe semi bold 20. Let's try to say it to be, oh, I don't have the file here. Do I have it? Okay, I have the file here. Let's just quickly copy properties, semi bold 20, right? So let's go back to it and see semi bold. Okay, the font style is affecting it. I think it's a different font style I used there. Now let's use Inter. So let's use Inter for our font style. We'll use Inter for everything. So I'm going to take this and put it inside, and then take this guy out. So I have properties. So the next thing I need to edit is this guy here. I need to bring in a picture. So there are several ways. If you have your picture, a profile picture, you can bring it in. There are several ways. You can put the exact image, or you can just put a picture to fill this, right? So this is a rectangle, a square, sorry. So let me use a frame for that. It is 32 by 32. 32, 32. I want to show something and then give it a border radius of 50 so that it is round, and change the color so that we can see. I'll use it to replace this guy. So I'll show you something. See, our guy is coming out well, our design is coming out well. Right, so what are we missing? Let's check our reference. Oh, we need to put a search icon here. So quickly go to iconify. There's a better way to do this though if you're using a library, but we are not doing that now. So let's just individually bring these guys out. So I like this one. Right, so it's 14. Should I make it 16? Yeah, so 16 looks fine. So we can leave this like this. Alright, so we are almost there. So basically, if you notice, what we just have left is this guy down here, the background color, and this guy we have. So okay, we'll now introduce this love to favorite icon here, like a favorite button if you want to favorite this property, right? So how we would achieve that is we have a love icon that we use for favorite. So let's quickly go to this iconify once again. I'm trying to do this manually for us so that we would understand. I don't want to just pack all the items and keep them to the side. Yeah. So if I don't see hats. Nice. So I need to. So I'm taking this and I'm taking this. So but the way it will work is we'll make this component set. Originally this is the way it's supposed to work. So you prototype this. Remember our prototype. So if you click this, it will come to this on click, right? So you can now go back and say give this red color, give this fill a red color, right? So when you click this, you try to favorite this property to now mark it as this, right? So let's pick this guy, and okay, it has, let's give it this guy, it has a fill. We have something like this for it. So it's not perfect because of this. Yeah, so nothing too crazy. Let me do the same for this. So it's okay. So let me give it 32, 32. Center this. So nothing too crazy, but then remember our class for component and variant and prototype and all that. So that's what we're doing here. So I will pick this guy, see, and then I'll put it on top of this frame. I will just manually align this. Yeah, but it's looking too big. Is it? It's looking big. So let's reduce this guy here. So just still looking big, right? Let's make it 24. 24 is okay. Yeah, not bad. So the effect took place here because of our components that we treated. So we're moving this and bringing it to this edge, nothing too fancy, right? So we can leave the item like this, and it's because we didn't make this guy's component, so that's why you have to like manually maybe do that for these guys too. So I can just quickly do a trick, right? So if you remember, I'm like deleting these guys and I'm trying to duplicate these guys, right? So this is like a quick trick. So we have that. So what's left is our navigation below here. So we'll just bring this home, favorite, message and profile, right? So let's remember iconify, and then let's get a home icon. So the home is the one fill, favorite. So we had a hat already that we use for favorite. Message, you can use anything, right? So let's not waste much time. Message and profile. So this is just a test. So let's say this is our profile. Okay, right? So we are trying to create our, so let me copy this guy. I'm trying to design our nav here, right? So this is auto layout already. So this just has a text below it. It has a text saying home. So auto layout this together, center everything, bring it in. need to change the text color. So what color are we using? So we'll fix all this. This icon is, so let's move this. So I think this is okay, right? So after home we have, I think it's right. I'm going to do a trick here also, and then to the right, and then hug this text should hug itself, and then I'll take this inside and delete this. This should also hug. If something is wrong, why? This guy has a frame. The icons are actually coming from like individuals, a random places. So this guy inside is 16 bit by 18 height, right? And then it also has a frame. So let's see if we can do this frame, right? Because this guy doesn't have a frame, it's just by itself. So 16 by 18. So let me just manipulate this just so that it looks, no, it's going to spoil it. So I'll use the height for it. 18 height, 18 height. So it's fine. And then we have message. My message here, take this guy out. So what's the height for this? So we're taking out this frame, just leave the message and then give it 18. Right. And then we have one more to go, which is profile. To profile, and then bring our profile icon inside. I'm just dragging and placing it inside. Delete this message. What are we doing to this? On group to take away the frame and give it height of 18. Yeah, so we have this ready, right? Let's check and see. So this has like a lot of space in between, which we are going to work on, and then all the items here are blue. So I want to copy this blue here. So one way to do it is if I select these items, right? Select this item, I'll come and pick this color picker here and say I like this blue. So it has picked that color. So I can use this to also pick this color too. I think this one should be active, so should make it thicker here. So I'll make all this to copy this blue. So I can just come and say, you guys this, you guys this, because we didn't set our style. So if we set our style, there's a way we'll just manually pick the style, automatically pick the style, no manual. Well, it's good that you learn all of these processes too. So I'll pick this with this. So I'm done with my navbar. I don't want to overkill it. I'm done with the navbar. Let me give it a little space. No, sorry, space between. So we are done with the bottom nav. Yeah, so we are just going to copy this other element here. So we'll copy it from the raw file, and you can get these assets online for free, but then let's just copy and paste, right? And then fill it and then give it black color, right? So this is exactly what we have here. So not exactly, we've not put our background color, right? So this background color is the same blue with a gradient fill, and this section also has its own separate background. So let's start with that section. This section is to the end, right? So I'm giving this 16, right? So this, I'll give it a fill, but you can't see that now. Okay, let me give it the background first so that we'll be able to see. Select this frame, this is the back fill color. I want to pick this guy, and then to put a gradient, you select this. This is gradient. You click, so you see you have a darker shade and a lighter shade, right? But I want it to be like this. I will now rotate it this way. Yes. So our title text here is supposed to be white. So just make it white. Alright, so we are almost there. And then so we give this section a fill now. White fill. Give it padding to the top and the bottom, even though the bottom are not seen. And then we'll give it a corner radius of should we give it 12? 12 is small. Let's give it 24. So 24 is looking okay. Right, so we can work with this for now. Let's not overkill. Let's check our spacing again. This is 24. It's not looking bad. It's not looking bad. Yeah. So this has a fill of white. This section, this card has a fill of white, and then this background is light gray. So we need to work on that. The fill of this background is like slight gray, right? And then this card, the card has a fill. Let's see. Yes, it has fill. Yes, it has fill of white. So it's something like this. And our shadows are too much. They look as if they're floating on the air too much, right? 16. Yeah, so I think this is better. Right. So okay, this is white. Yeah, so we've done everything. We've done literally everything for this. So let's put it in a mockup like this and then see how it comes out. So converting low fidelity to high fidelity. So let's assume we are done with everything: home, favorite, message. So we need to give this some spacing, right? Yes. So let's say we want to now present this to maybe show it to somebody and say, wow, this is the work I've done. So I will go to my mockup to get a free mockup. And then, so which mockup are we going to use? Let's go down and see from the free mockups. And then yeah, so let's get to this one. So you select that, you click the plus, click the frame to do its magic, and then generate the mockup for us. Crop and say I'm okay with this, and make it a bit bigger and paste. Now if you want it to make more sense, you need to put random images here. not the same images, for it to look real. But this is just a quick step on how you can convert your low fidelity mockup or wireframe to a high fidelity mockup. So you notice a high fidelity mockup. We're rushing, we didn't give this enough room, so it's eating it up, it's cutting it. But then this is what you can have, right? So in our next class, we are going to be going, we'll pick an example of a mobile app, and then we will trace it also. We'll just do something like this. Maybe we'll pick a mobile app that its interface has more elements than this cards, maybe other elements that we need to do, that would have a button, that would have a button and some other maybe complex stuff, so that we'll deal with that. We will do for mobile, and then we'll pick a website also that we will be working on, so both a mobile interface and a web interface. So far we've done a lot, and then see you guys in the next one.